Snow White. In this video, you will learn these idioms. So let's begin. There was once a queen who had no children, and it grieved her sorely, at her wit's end. At her wit's end, this phrase means being extremely frustrated and not knowing what to do next. Example, she was at her wit's end trying to figure out how to fix the error in her code. At her wit's end, one winter's afternoon, she was sitting by the window sewing when she pricked her finger and 3 drops of blood fell on the snow. Then she thought to herself, what would I give to have a daughter with skin as white as snow and cheeks as red as blood? After a while, a little daughter came to her with skin as white as snow and cheeks as red as blood. So they called her Snow White. But before Snow White had grown up, her mother, the queen, passed away and her father tied the knot. Tied the knot. This commonly refers to getting married. Example, they finally tied the knot in a beautiful beach ceremony last summer. And her father tied the knot with the most beautiful princess who was very vain of her beauty and jealous of all women. Who might be thought as beautiful as she was, every morning she used to stand up before her mirror and say, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of us all?" And the mirror always used to reply, "Queen, queen, on thy throne, the greatest beauty is thine own." But Snow White grew fairer and fairer every year, till at last, one day when the queen in the morning spoke to her mirror and said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of us all?" The mirror replied, "Queen, queen, on thy throne, Snow White's the fairest thou must own." Then the queen grew terribly jealous of Snow White and sought how she could get rid of her, till at last she went to a hunter and offered him king's ransom. This means to offer someone a very large amount of money. Example, the company offered him a king's ransom to join their team as the CEO. Till at last she went to a hunter and offered him king's ransom to take Snow White out into the forest, there kill her and bring back her herd. But when the hunter had taken Snow White out into the forest and sought to kill her, she was so beautiful that his heart failed him. This means becoming very fearful or losing courage. Example, when it was his turn to speak, his heart failed him, and he couldn't utter a word. She was so beautiful that his heart failed him, and he let her go, telling her she must not, for his sake and for her own, return to the king's palace. Then she killed a deer, took back the herd to the queen, telling her that it was the herd of the Snow White. Snow White wandered on till she got through the forest and came to a mountain hut and knocked at the door. But she got no reply. She was so tired that she lifted up the latch and walked in. And there she saw 3 little beds and 3 little chairs and 3 little cupboards all ready for use. And she went up to the first bed and lay down upon it. But it was so hard that she couldn't rest. And then she went up to the second bed and lay down upon that. That was so soft that she got too hot and couldn't go to sleep. So she tried the third bed, but that was neither too hard nor too soft, but suited her to a T. This means something is done perfectly or exactly right. Example, she organized the event to a T with every detail carefully planned, but suited her to a T, and she fell asleep there. In the evening, the owners of the hut, who were 3 little dwarfs who earned their living by digging coal in the hills, came back to their home. When they came in, after they had washed themselves, they went into their beds, and the first of them said, "Somebody has been sleeping in my bed." And then the second one said, "And somebody's been sleeping in my bed." And the third one called out in a shrill voice, for he was so excited, "Somebody is sleeping in my bed. Just look how beautiful she is." So they waited till she woke up and asked her how she had come there. And she told them all that the hunter had said to her about the queen wanting to slay her. And then the dwarfs asked her if she would be willing to stay with them and keep house for them. And she said she would be delighted. Next morning, the queen went up as usual to her mirror and called out, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of us all?" To be continued. In this video, you have learned these idioms, so keep revising these frequently.